The system this man told me creates no breeding ground for fraud.
So in that case, there is no possible fraud because if ever he go to somewhere else, even if he votes, and when all the ballots, all the reports are with the Minister of Election and the IEC at the end to check what we've done, the name can be seen twice, and this is rejected. Then there is no possible fraud.
After they cast their votes, the representatives of both camps spoke to Grts. We pray that Wad wins here. That is what we are praying for. We are confident he will win in peace. For here in the Gambia, peace is what we know. The security is enough, and I am optimistic that the process will end in peace. The preservation of the peace is a responsibility that lies with Abdoulaye Wade. For if he advocates peace, there will be peace. These agents of both Wade and Maki are not very pleased with turnout in the morning, but the afternoon they told me would be better. I sounded their opinions of the polls. You'd say Wade is an old man and he should step down. The old man, he knows, he is old. But the fact that he is contesting shows that he is eyeing something. He will win the polls, but he will not complete the mandate. He will give to someone to continue. The voting is going normal. Our only problem is the turnout. People are not coming out as they should. But we have hope that the situation will improve. Elsewhere at Serekunda Primary School, 11 polling stations have been provided for a voter population of over 2,000. There I caught up with the representative of the Senegalese electoral body, Sena. This is a tough test for Senegal because it's one of the hottest contests in the country's history. You saw that Sena is competent enough to make sure the election is free, fair, and transparent.
Yes, yes, Sena is independent, autonome. We are doing transparent election because if we see something going wrong, we have the right to stop it or to call police with the president of the center here to tell them to stop this or to stop that. Everything is okay.
The scene at a polling station in Bakau was similar. 16,000 Senegalese residents in the Gambia are casting their votes in over 72 polling stations across the country. The voting stations that we visited have been very orderly. Those that we spoke to have been calling on the electorate to maintain peace and order during the entire electoral process. The contest is between incumbent Abdoulaye Wade, who is seeking a controversial third term, and Macky Sall, a former Prime Minister of Wade himself. Factors are indicative that this election will be one of the hottest contests in the history of multi-party democracy. Maudou Lamine Cissé, Grts News.
And time now to take a short break. The news continues in just a moment. Welcome back to GRT's News. Well, after weeks of intense vote garnering, the two men bidding to be Senegal's next president today cast their ballots in the capital, Dakar. Over 5 million eligible voters are expected to cast their ballots in the race said to be fiercest and most controversial since the octogenarian came to power. Meanwhile, police fired tear gas into crowds near the polling station where the incumbent President Abdoulaye Wade cast his ballot. We have more in this report.
Sunday morning to wait patiently for their turn to cast their ballots in the second round of the presidential elections. There are over 5 million eligible voters in the country. Senegalese and foreign observers said the voting went smoothly.
Je pense qu'il n'y a pas de problème parce que tout est vérifié. Il y a tellement de superviseurs que de contrôleurs. Ah ben dis donc, aujourd'hui c'est vraiment exceptionnel.
suis plus que confiant, je suis rassuré même. Si les choses continuent à se passer correctement, je pense que, Inch'Allah, avec l'aide de Dieu, nous gagnerons cette élection.
This election has turned into a kind of anti-Wad referendum.
Ce qui importe, ce sont les gens qui vont voter. Pour cela, ils se sont manifestés à tous les niveaux, département, région et même au niveau national, pour dire qu'ils votent pour moi.
And some news just coming in. The GRT's reporter in Dakar, Malik Jones, has told the state broadcaster that President Abdoulaye Wade of Senegal has conceded defeat and felicitated his opponent in the race, Macky Sall. To other news now, calm is slowly returning to the streets of the Malian capital, Bamako, 3 days after soldiers seized power from President Amadou Toumani Touré, whose whereabouts remain unknown. The head of the junta, Captain Amadou Sanougou, met with French ambassador and other political leaders to reassure them that he will return the country to the constitutional rule after ensuring national unity and territorial integrity. Hardline rebels in the north are meanwhile taking advantage of the chaos to stage more attacks on government positions. We have more in this report.
Life appears to be returning to normal in Mali's capital, Bamako, despite a recent coup d'etat. In the central market, vendors have come back, even if business is a little slower than usual.
At the beginning, we were afraid, but soldiers encouraged us, saying that we could sell our produce without fear.
Looting took place during the first hours of the coup. The military junta quickly made efforts to restore order, but traders say they're feeling the effects of the closed borders.
After the coup, we were the first victims of the situation because we worked in the field of perishable goods. Presently, as we speak, we have 5 trucks blocked at Bobo with avocados.
In the morning, drivers queued to refuel. The day before, the military spokesman had called for all petrol stations to reopen, and police were dispatched to prevent looting.
We're monitoring nearly all the service stations. It's really just so citizens can get what they need and to ensure that order is maintained in the district.
The National Committee for the Restoration of Democracy in the state has been trying to consolidate its power. Yesterday, its leader, Captain Amadou Sanougou, hosted the French ambassador and several other political figures. But there are fears that the Tuareg rebellion in the north of the country is gathering momentum. One of its factions, the Islamist group Ansar Dine, announced it was preparing to take the town of Kidal, but Mali's army claims it fended off the attack. Rebel soldiers cite the government's inability to quash the separatist rebellion as the reason for the coup.
The United States President Barack Obama has urged China to restrain its communist neighbor North Korea after Pyongyang threatened to launch a satellite into orbit to mark the centenary of its founding father, Kim Il-sung. The appeal comes in the wake of a 2-day summit on nuclear security focusing on means of preventing nuclear material falling into criminal hands. Let's look at this report for more on that.
Barack Obama arrived in Seoul on Sunday, a day ahead of a global summit on nuclear security, to discuss with the South Korean president further sanctions against the North if it goes ahead with a planned missile launch.
North Korea will achieve nothing by threats or by provocations. North Korea knows its obligations, and it must take irreversible steps to meet those obligations. On this, the United States and the Republic of Korea are absolutely united.
President Obama also said that China needs to take a harder line against North Korea over its nuclear program.
I believe China is very sincere that it does not want to see North Korea with a nuclear weapon. But it is going to have to act on that interest.